tina semida asemdibia judge beba afi no polish issue onyameduru na so say yesi bungalows e de si eye court apiem ho a ebetimi aboa ema mpanimfo atwotworo ne ntina daroma omo na hwema tententimi ekoso no watimi edi asem no atimi aboa pa enam so ma na de Ghana mampani na adodanko akufo adogaga de atodwa nyame anim akyem se wo de fra eye administrator of head district assembly common fund so SC 98 district court now the bungalows aka ho e de ma eye judges or 16 regions ni nyina emu e mampani na adodanko akufo ado kyem se nyame anim ni ohwemu pa dia nkronkro bi wo Ghana ha eye de court dan no abo se de dwonso abo akokonte ubehia se mpani betimi aye hyehye ma panetimi aboa emaso bia eso na ene dai mampani na adodanko akufo de nsam ne tudwa no na apriemfo me che judges makomako eye du ensia ena ya tabiri won ede moko high court se odibira wodi no sabire wodubunum okọ anim okọ nkan eno nti ose ebo mu abaso na mampani na adodanko akufo do ede eyesa 8 district court ne 8 bungalows no ekwa sisi wo nkakropom eye framantem otimpatem apriempatem ne atoempatem ho nyina se na beya ebetimi aboa ma tentene etimi akoso wo brasa eye nhyemude no ekoso ewo Jubilee House no ensama hodo a ye mampani nana adodanko akufo do de tudwa no yinti kakra.
Government has also taken note of the inadequate number of courts in various parts of the country, resulting in citizens traversing long distance in order to gain access to our courts. For example, there's no court between Ajabing and Amasaman in the Greater Accra region. Neither is there a court between Adum and Kumasi and Santibekwai or Obuasi in the Ashanti region. Indeed, it has been barely 9 months since I commissioned the 3-story court complex at Fraha in Adenta, Accra, and I'm reliably informed that there are already some 3,000 cases pending there. That is why government, through the administrator of the District Assembly Common Fund, is constructing 98 courts and bungalows for judges in all 16 regions of the country. There will be 8 courts and 8 bungalows in Greater Accra, 8 courts and 8 bungalows in Volta, 4 courts and 8 bungalows in Uti, 12 courts and 10 bungalows in Eastern, 7 courts and 8 bungalows in Western, 4 courts and 4 bungalows in Western North, 4 courts and 4 bungalows in Central, 5 courts and 5 bungalows in Northeast, 20 courts and 14 bungalows in Ashanti, 8 courts and 8 bungalows in Ahafo, 4 courts and 6 bungalows in Brno, 5 courts and 5 bungalows in Brno East, 3 courts and 3 bungalows in Northern, 3 courts and 3 bungalows in Savannah, 2 courts and 2 bungalows in Upper West, and 3 courts and 3 bungalows in Upper East. All of us, from the executive, legislature, judiciary, public sector, security agencies, private sector, political parties, civil society, professional and trade associations, religious bodies, traditional authorities, and ordinary citizens have a collective responsibility to work together with our different views and our different perspectives for the Ghana project. A united Ghana, driven by considerations of social justice and solidarity, and governed according to the rule of law.
Ghana mampani nana adodankwa ekufuado na dai apiemufo a yesue won in se onko high court no sadi tu dwase besisi court ahodo no ene bungalows no dwumadi no ekoso Jubilee House ni munkomo ena no krekase yada tudwa no no krekase ene yatinkonyo so edeta we ya na audio voice note abane agebre aye ho adwumadi ama enti wo hyasia wo se me no krekase ni o so no na de aba na number ne 0248 085 485 0248085485 yakwa ne wakukudru ya mu akwanya ma nso wode ne ba ne bo ne sade tie ne pepepe enti no fanyam so nunu adoka no kura na Ghana enti we fa na ntuma pamfra de hye yentoa no kura kase no so wotie ne a kona ko hwe live on Facebook na fa comment to ho ye beje braken kan adiamo ayo Omanfm live on Facebook ye beje brane aye ho adwuma na yentoa so ne ko esafofro mu Ghana mampani abede che Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia no de sembi atodwen yo kanyina ne se enipa bi egu abanso aban kasa Yohannes okada de oba se tie bia no
obelegalize ama yetwin bebrese be yankofo na mbebubuo na mo so de na mo kafa ho na no ana enne ye mampene abede akire tunu ne mutuo no wo kyesen sɛ de ye pay Ghana no enya no ane nipa bi akire no kura sɛ de nipa bi patumi nte no da ne da ye kan samu eden samu ani nyina so de gu Ghana fo so mu no wo so ma ye kyekire de agyenkyire ma nti enya de a ye be ye no ma bi a be wiase no na nkyire ma ye o ma da akye no na o mabrabo nyina sɛ wo sɛ ne tofia kwa urade mpengu ye mampene abede akire sɛ ma wo ka no wo kyere mu sɛ ade bi a ye fe no eye transport recapitalization ano ana on be che mu kana intebe enche kra cars bo be ye fofofo ha ye be ye made in Ghana cars ye bo be ye form na sa made in Ghana cars no empo se wo ye trotro davani na wo ka na atwe no hwe na ye dada no aso de kokoto ase monye me ka dada yi na mo me foforo ahene metu asoso de metu asoso no meniska mo menye adwuma na mfamra wo se wonim nyina ya kwanya aban abo ne trimpo so be ye de Ghana form enti sa wo ka da riders no kra no so hu hiasa cars no munye bie no mutim de adwuma me yakua ni mu enti sa best one legalize ya no wotim papa edema Omanfm say ye and mampeni abede cheche ne nsemu.
Transport sector recapitalization project. What we are proposing is for government to come in the middle to provide support for our drivers, for the taxis, trotters and buses to be able to essentially lease these new vehicles that are being made in Ghana. We have buses that are going to be made from the Evans, the trotro type buses, the mini buses, the cars. They're all going to be made here. So we need the demand to be here. But a lot of our drivers don't have the capital. So the transport sector regeneration project will essentially help leasing companies provide these new vehicles to the driving public, the commercial drivers, the new vehicles to the commercial drivers. They can even use their old vehicles as a down payment, and they will then have these new vehicles that they can pay for over time. It will save Ghana a lot. As we say, we're spending $230 million a year treating people who have had road accidents. So we are thinking new, and everything is integrated. We want to produce these vehicles here in Ghana, but there must also be a demand. But I have no doubt that with the transport sector recapitalization project, you will have this demand. And so we want the supply to also be there. And that's why I was asking you how much we could produce, because we will see a lot of demand. And in this, I know that there's been a recent discussion about Okada in Ghana, this motorcycle transport. I think that in the context of what we are doing, we would rather encourage the Okada riders to come in and try to buy and lease these vehicles so that they can run businesses. They need to graduate from this risky and less safe Okada riding to a safer means of transportation. Their problem will be a lack of capital. But if you bring in new leasing policies and we have our national ID cards with our digital addresses and so on, we can have a credit system working and give you an option other than this risky. You don't want to finish graduate school and then you make a life in Okada riding. You can have a better option, and we will give you a better option. So yes, we will not legalize Okada business in Ghana. It may be a tough decision, but it is in the interest of Ghanaians. We have had discussions, but we will stick to our decision to provide a better alternative.
Ghana man penny abediache doctor Alaji Mahmoud Bamiane ana wote yem and was say and ya do legalize or kada business now call America Trump or Pedro Padium and Sadan so and now call France and Swasa Uko Yuka Abe was so a Pedro Padium nema na Ghana dear sabi dear penese ye be legalize ukada manko for dear coin accident me wana what there be ye babe produce made in Ghana cars na set ye benesi ni pamo motosa cars no eno na aka ho bi ma ban ya na dwene set ye bia no eso bi mu no ye tebo no so mo ye for sabetiem se be ya Ghana ndi hye bia de betumi ato bia no watwi tinya de ye be legalize ukada set nchine atwankofo entwu na to create entwu form so ha ende anya dwuma na juredi ase yense ntwe ni abranya konkuma ekwase bi waba homa so abrantu mu nkyirema yen mabra mo adwuma akwaba
kata majuso
me da se Ghana for tieu adien na wani ho ya betumi ne ache
the woman say on say aban we area taso say industrialization the koso e wo man mu e kan industrialization ni nyina ne say e betinti mo fidie wo man mu a ye be ye niam ahodo a ye friend made in Ghana na ba ko ani nia aban eye e wo automotive industry no imu na no any say Volkswagen and answer VW4 womo ababa tinti womo fidie e wo man mu a sabra make say ka ya sambu e wo Ghana e wo ha na ene dejumedi e koso ni nyina ne say Volkswagen for no womo ene ejumeko bi a ye fa na black ivy womo susu e ejumeko bi a wo teste wo betinti wo fidie wo man mu a womo di natural gas and a best cars and buses and cars that can say wo man emu a eno no emaye enfama papa ahome isan se enfam from tutum emma ewiemu a ebema yare no edantan a ebetumi amma Ghana for so atuma ayo ama ene from agai a edu baabi kura no ya feel die kuyi yetumi ade aye bibi foforo ama oman no na eno hu apam siase apam ena emebe yifa adwuma koyi nie no wo mo esensan ya mampani abedi achie Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wodi nani monyam ekota achire na ne nsenkaye mo no ebe wo hye aban we no se wo dunia na odune ahwe kan se de be ya emebu no a wo mo ewo nan mu no se adwuma na wo ya e wo se wo ye ne in a safe environment se de be ya enkon ko ba no se uti kada so na wo bi di ediri wo fofo na mo se aban no be ye secheye na ye be ye ka so na mo wo no mu na be fo na so we ni kampo a companies mo ho mbe ye list no ma wo na wo tua ne nkakrakra sana aban we ekene se de be ya emeburu ye mo wo man mo mani je mo se mbe ye transport business no on be ye bibia ye se obeye okada obi bie ne zo okra na to di traffic for betumi abo wa hwe ama ona ho atwitwi.
Hello mabra menka
meka wakakata
me da se papa etina se etintin tietie nyina ne se ye pese Ghana tumi ko nanim te se de ama bi edikan no wo mo so kro no
da sisi baby ampuntu na jure mo kada sem
me da se papa nyu kada sem abusua yesa dwene abranya kokoko kuma ana wote se wode amane ebo ema ye no kofi ando so
abusia no kraka se de ho do so podu da hwene mu tentankodo eso tabo na de hwebon kensem te no kranko na kante do no kraka se no so de na transfer fufuru ene dai Minister for Employment and Labor Relations Ignatius Banfo ewu ene dai wo friend central for dina podium ni me no se de bi ensem wo menu mamen kama manza nyina ntibi Ghana fo be kai a ebre bi atwam pa na adwuma abo Ghana de hye se de joso abo akokko ko wi ne te se ya te bedweko bi ene ekuo bi okremo mu na akosopon wi a omuni adwuma eye okremo na ene day osofo de atudwa wo Ministry of Information achirem se nyame ni planting for food and jobs nko a adwuma create no so ordinary gina pa no sabi ofine se aduasa ane achire ka ho so okapa dia beye opepe baako ane achipo enum 1.5 million jobs and planting for food and jobs no kwantimi ede aba omanimo ensaba hodo a yewura Ignatius Banfo ewu ane day wo de tudwa e wo Information Ministry no yentibi yeguso pe ene no ankasa e dia amaoni ahwensema hodo pene no ene odi tudwa o meet the press no ase.
We have outlined the number of persons that through government's efforts have been engaged within the country. I must admit that try as we do, we don't have the system to be able to give an exact number because employment do not take place within the government sectors alone. Let me be very frank with you. In Ghana, those who are engaged by government is around 7%. The rest of the working population, either they are engaged on their own or they are engaged by others. That's which we may not have control. But within the government circles, yes, I can tell you the number of persons that have been engaged through the various interventions. But of course, the business of government is to create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. As businesses thrive, then more and more persons are engaged. But that notwithstanding, private sector is also responding to government initiative and also engaging. From the last time I checked, that was about 2 weeks ago, government has directly or indirectly caused some 3 million jobs to be created since the past 3.5 years that Nana Addo has been in government. And that is to do with those engaged by government actions, but not necessarily by government itself, but people responding to initiatives of government, like Planting for Food and Jobs, One District, One Factory, NAPCO, YEA, and others. Apart from the formal sector, those who are engaged within the security services, those who are engaged in the education service, those who are engaged in the public and civil services.
Yera Ignatius Banfo oye employment and labor relations so for no da ano and this answer me to Jonathan say we need gina ban mfipinu ni don so be sisa break kra aban ti akonya so no we need gina pa adwuma wa create be opepe miensa na Planted for Food and Jobs nko no atimi anyemu efa and afi wo chichechemu ko 1D1 F ni de ka ho a na no ochem say you had ni so be create 1 million jobs oba we create 1 million jobs 2021 echo was abai ebai na unemployed graduate association ukremu sabre no fimpinu ni dun so na susu pro no unemployment rate na gina ohanchechemu du ba kwa chiripo enkron 11.9% and afei abai MPP abai chehini PSC na nadan kwa kufu ado fra kunya no was da bi want na sem fan so enchen dem fam NT Yohani di oka no na memo be gina brane ayen hyehyɛ ma panetimi aboa was 2019 eba no Ghana Statistical Service hwehwemu ode ebeto dwa no na 11.9% unemployment rate no a share perform 7.1% on kase aban create nyuma nyina ma mebuno na mum aban akonkoden from 11.9 to 7.1 there and then ebeka se mampani na nadan kwakufu ado pia
in 2016 when the then candidate Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and his team mounted the podium, we had a manifesto that had a title, Change, an Agenda for Jobs. So everybody expected that with the coming into place of this government, certainly jobs will be provided. And I want to assure the people of Ghana that the data available to us indicates that yes, we have made some progress so far as job creation is concerned. And these are the figures to prove that. The Ghana Statistical Service in the latter part of 2015 conducted Ghana Living Standard Survey as one of its focus, the issues of unemployment. And they reported that unemployment rate then was 11.9%. In 2018, a similar survey was conducted and they reported in that survey that unemployment had dropped from 11.9 to 8.4%. In 2019, the metadata by the ministry also indicated that the figure has dropped further to 7.1%. So there has been more than 4.5% drop in unemployment rate within the 4 years that we are reporting on. So indeed, if that is anything to go by, then it means that NPP has actually made progress so far as issue of unemployment is concerned. The youth unemployment rate has also declined from 16.9% to 12.6%.
Abusia ni payete nkan eye osoafo hwe apapa mamu ana apapa nyuma so meche employment and labor relations Ignatius Banfo ewua na dai asomu na hwe eye de robonyuma meche minister of information atena ye kodopon kromata ye ho ena odisa ensemtrofo nhye mu hyehyɛ so ene dai a odisa nkomoyi eto yenimu
adese yento no krakase na so na ye fa nsam a edi candidate na wodi ana ye de ne kyeremo ewa fija kwabre north ye no wasantemantem MPP amanyoko na ho no kyerese sɛ de aban bo no homode ne ebo adwuma no se ombo modern fa shepa nwu kwemu na omo enya nipa dodo nda fa ma banya na so modi Ghana fo ne nchirema nyina ehwemo afiji akwa abre north mra shebedweni anasa de wo gina mo apre MPP mra shebedwa konwa no ekirese wo se de aban wo ba ye na sa de Ghana na atete apansam unemployment association eno achi yasa de akoshe IMF dumfo ene dunhwa agi aboso ne de ka ho na Ghana yeteteye ne ndaso nyina asanom wo se aban ba yo akwa twbodu awio de nshepa gu akwamu a Ghana yakwe ne mpapa e wonkunimdi mu ekirese ndaso foforo bi aba enti ye betra wa enhwa ha na se ye ne ewo afiji akwa abre north ye ntwa fa nshepa ngu akwamu na ye nya nipa dodo nada amfa ma NPP amanyuko no a dachi bia enchirima ebu efo ntie na dai pani a wono ana wo gire mu apre mase bedwa konwa no honorable Collins amwako mensa editor dwase yade a womo operation 1990 na se nipa womo pe womo de omo ama MPP amanyuko no awa fija kwabre north no na se ohancheche mu aduokron ana wo pe de ama womo yesen twani hey for sapon pade hufo ednani akire mu awodwadi ase na wo hama no so ye kɔ na hey for nfankyire mu endaye hey for moduma akwaba
kata be Joseph
midase Ghana fo nyina atiewu ede na kɔ so awa fija kwabre north
kata medase sede abato eduso na monyuko no bia airborne 20 uba fija kwabre north ene aypani ampanifo ede tumi ahye ne nsem se wompre tumi na nkopie mu e wo mra hyebedwam na sede be ya amamu be ko yedi ama ade hye wo fija kwabre north eye onumnyamfo adomako mensa Collins na ono ene ne de ode ni tire mu e wo ahinkru na ahinkru dwumadi okodi enya yese o se ene no covid nti ye mo dwa na yakansem de akire nti onne Nasara ewo ahinkro no ono makwa kusia akansempa MPP aban betra banwasi ode aye se de be ya 2020 abaye betwem na na do kwa kufuado ebetimi anya ne bumpa na achese ene campaign omo ye no we Jehovah Witness for the efie ma deda mu we the room rules nka ho ha bia na asema kusi enti Ghana mampani hye ya odi agu akwaso a eye zongofo a Nasara dodo na efiri ho no wo hwe a no mapapa na akoso ede amomunti ne o stresse edusi ekoto aba na omo twom hu mu onte so no omo nto aba ne bum afeso omo nkwa fiefie no omo nka nsempa no mfanche adehye a ewo ahinkro ene ne mpatam se be ya obi abete tempa na na dodo nkwa kufado ede agu apono so eno akyemu se ene no adehye a register ye 2020 electoral commission abato mu manum no emu biokron de omo hwese obi abetimi apia kwakoto na obi apia so koto a ewo se biokron so mutenya biokron na operation 1990 ena omo ade ehyehyɛ so ewo afija kwabe no ko omo bo entoa na eno achi no ana Nasarafo a ne so oru adoma Collins ekokohia mo so editum se ampa Zongo for omohunu no mapapa Nasarafo omohunu no mapapa Ghana mampani na nado dan kwa kufuado eye edemo muntine omoso pie akomonten so akwa cancer mpa na ede akye eno achi edu wo so omo pie akoto abane bum se de be ya Ghana mampani na nado obetimi atoa enwuma pa no so ntiwe ena ko so ewo ahinkro ebra yura adomako mensa ojina de hye omo afija kwa abe north anam ekukodi ye ewo ahinkro
Hereford yenwase ne wamanie na sane ebekro no yenti onabo adomako mensa ne kakra
this year no your campaign because of your reality ya tuni ye Jehovah Witness start here and draw up a program a door to door person to person ya shese ye be wie your campaign no na at least it me wura efie biem e constituency ha eno mu adwuma ane ye di no efie da bia ya kyekye ye kɔ ye nwanum twemofo bebi o mo som no ye no makosom ye ti maka MPP nsampa no a kyerɛ wo mo ememre da bia so ye bɛkɔ SDA kwasi da ye bɛkɔ normal churches ne bi orthodox churches no ye no mo so akoka nsɛm ye wi ane ye house to house the strategy is very simple ye kɔ obi afie ye no makɔ interacting ya kana na do ho nsɛm dwuma na branko ekufuado amagana mine ye kwa akoka ho nsɛm a kyerɛ agenda 1990 sa na ye frɛ no 90% turnout and a 90% of the turnout figure. Your registration we you register in Nipa almost 38,000 and above. You pay 90% of that figure, which is around 34,000. So 34,000 turnout, you pay 90% of that.
Honorable Collins atumako mensane na otiye wono ana wojiremu afre masebe bia konwa no awo afija kwabre north and watch say ye mampeni ana dan kwaku for ho nsam no eye nsampaka so wono eye akraje adwuma fi se de wo je nkofo nkwa no na bata ani agi wa fiefie mo no so mo ntimi ankobɔ dawuro no me anto ama e mampani a no mo de nkyiri mo hwembo nene na wotiye ye free afija kwabre na we de nso eye kwabre east na abaika chepani a oho eye yura na osai esibe bunsu na enne woni ne manfo ahia yeti kremu a ne hu aza putupuru COVID-19 ahia ye yanton sanfre no kra wo se de bi meba yanom fo mo ni nketinketi na to yade yi ato apeteman sabra me no kasa hwe susu puno no paase gudie na echicha USA a mo ni yade ho hwe no omu na ahura di kan Ghana ebia so enso ma yade kodie wei ama yisikasem hojo sesebi abrewa bia boso na enadai ena kwabre East Assembly entrance se de bi hihye ma pomudi go pono so sebe yanka mensin betimi efa ne ntoma pa efra no ade agirega na aginsem nti be ya onso mo de nyoma papa go pono so sebe yamfimpinu ne aduonu ba kono otimpo no betimi abaso na ne nyina yade kodie wu abasensa wiase mansa kroma ye friend eye COVID-19 ena akofasa oyene ede aba na onobu na ose esibe bonsu ono na ye mampani na nadon kwakufu odo na namusini ewo kwabre East no woni omanfo ehia na yamane boni a obutu ahyefe makoi de ni krotwe wisi na hweti asantem called medin ase eye dache hene adisipoko woni daso se dache obefra konya nenso onima konya kro betna so yenkwa ne naso na ontoa amane nso emaye me dache hene so mame
me nyame dase ye toa kasebo no so ana na kwabre East mensin ko asetena na ohwe se da assembly hwehwele sitie no a asese afibia no omokọ meetings makoma yesa ansa na fe no abanawiye nanso yade akodi awu COVID-19 basense wiase ne adasa community no ama sane man atwe asensen na ohwe afe no ekona wiye a asese assembly bia nso ye ne budget se de be ya orbakoka national budget no na sika abane beche no wono so nsa tumi akabie na wode abo mensin so ho ebra enti ena eka ho bi ma kwabre East aye mensin ekọ asetena na asetena mu no ena abaka chipanye wo ho onyafo osei asibi bonsu ereto eye omanfo no ene assembly no enim se ampa assembly ne senkom committee me ensere to COVID-19 enti no ana momo entumi akọ ni se omode sa meeting ahyehyɛ soyi na ɔkyerɛ omodem bo a assembly no abɔ ewo eye COVID-19 gwenimu GPs ahoro mo ekyeye task force wa mochi yehwe se omanfo be di COVID-19 hyehyɛ no so na afi akyi aboa mene nyina so tumi akoyi edi ama meeting no na afi so omohwe se assembly no mputuma ahoro mo aye obobo bi so edi kyerɛ wo na de da assembly no anim na omohwe ne mu se no so ombeye na afi atumi aboa assembly no mensin so no ombobo so na afi budget a omohwe ne mu se omotumi aye na 2021 so no omotumi edi akoka national ho na sika se de bla assembly mo saka no so no omo eye ho adwuma enochi enonyafo SS gebonsu edi tudwa na ochire mu se ohwe COVID-19 ya abaya akyere adasa ne wiase adesua bebre entina se omusu esua be free mu entirisa ne ye ne kino assembly na hyehyɛ se ombe so mbisi eye isolation center bia obetumi aboa na te ekobasa daachi bia yare bi tise COVID-19 bi etie tise yi ne tipe na omo ho ankwa kyerɛ omo sanse COVID-19 ba ye obehɛ esofo bi enfa solution center na fe omo ni ababiem omo hunu ba bi omo ade ne kɔ ebasa ntimi mu anti assembly na nhyehyɛ se ombepɛ solution center ne bi na fe omo otumi asi na atumi aboa na enema na so tumi apoye wɔde to assembly nanim abanu gusua ebo no homodene abanu gusua eye ne fam de sanse okopi wɔ kwabre isu hɔ a imputuma pi ene ekoso ye hu behia senka na fo betumi ato aban so na na modern ba wo no so no betumi ato so presiding member edema aye mensi no so ye owura aye George Opon ono so ka saka ka kyerem sampa nitini ekoyie sanse we ene omo entenase edikan na so hyehyɛ am ye na aye kama the first assembly bylaws no so no omo atintimi nyina wie ya mo hwe na afi mo di amampenfo na omo agazette se de kan borofo no na afi ababedi mu na assembly so atim ede adwuma dire so mu yeni nyina no a ebeboa ama assembly dwumadie enso ati akɔfiti abuja we ene kakra ene meeting na se koso data sibia ede my man for Oman na afi ash 101.1 FM
Piao dache hina disipoku ena yetene ne edi free asante mantem kropon kumas na abaikra chepenia o kwabre is ye friend nmanfo na esibe bonsuyi ono so sem kakra odi tudwa ewo nhyiemu no echi no eni
hye se afibia anye yie kura no assembly bia be hia mensa na fi adwendwen ya man no ye sika sem sebe ya enkrofo wa assembly no mo betumpon na fi de COVID-19 no be se wie mu nti bebre nti me hia na ko hia se wo se ye hia ne ye ni assembly fo ni hia ye yi omo a ye ji omo tumu wie this is the first meeting right because of the COVID-19 tibutai pa ni se ya badwendwen ko abre ho ya badwendwen Oman no ho kwala ewo mu panimfo ewo mu de ya be se obia bedi yi na se BBS obi electoral area enche ya ori abatwe anim ye ni omi nyina akita pa mo ne ya budget 2021 ye de ba ba ye adwuma de na niam ahodo be na kika bo mu a ye de na mienu asi wo se assembly members ni nyina ambra na enwe ho ya botai pa no
nipa yete nkan eye abaikra chepene okwabre is asantemantam yewura nana osai asibebunsu ena odensemi atudwa
Nukura kasiye ana yate kunyosu ideta wensempa nwada ani egusua yatopete wiase no enti no momodi ada na join live ewo Facebook ayo Omanfm enti ko Facebook na fo adwenche to na yanje branking kama sada so ana wasante mantam a ene Omanfm na abetie yen 101.1 second to none eho ana ese wotie misa Omanfm de jase wo kuma so wanti ane ne na wa to ho ana na wa afese ensemwa twagu efoso no eso bomodi ada tie na wote se wutie radio station papanya lale ku station bia sada so ana akomia hodo ya afle station bia to be apeten Omanfm de ye ne nuano mo nya sapo etna point na wo shama jansan na se FM watoma foso ewiase FM a wanche o nyina dam to be apeten no kraka se no na wantie ha sabe ubetie he abuso ye ntoso na ye mfa nsem no nkyeremu enao Futu prama ni abatu ya praso chase abato komisa de ensembi atoganda fo nyina nim de omo chene se omo ananso short code bi ya said ya kan no SMS short message service na ero no omo ka che ganda fo nyina se obi ada ya wo ID card no teseko ye 1422 into ID card number no ID number no ana bete se dia ko 1422 no se be ya be hunu o polling station na bibia ya kama ehoma na wo mu chese Ghana fo bia hyase ya omo atesekro ekoy nso bibia firi mama no mse abato komisa mutiso mo se yamfa koy de koy ya bibia firi mama na no ana abato komisa ekire mu se wo mu kai no mo de date ka ho wo mu chese September bosom de to so dun wotwe 18 September eye fiata ana se obi ada hyase etese ne de kro enti ye 18 egosu 25th enti do sabra no sonya wo sra wada entase ko na wie medu matam na omuntwa ntro nkyere wo ebre no ana enso ye Yavantu wonne yanko MPP amanyoko no esemu. De MPP amanyoko no kan se ewiase de onim to no ana yede no gina kyerem ponso. Owiase de aye yamampeni na danko akufodo ye wono so frankatuni MPP amanyoko no ebon homotene e wo kan na memhwane amanyoko no mu. Ene wonne a ejina apremrashe bedwako nwa no so bom homotene no a. Enya de amanyoko no betumi ada na chiakyere wo mu se wo mu ankonkotua mu faale mfini ade debi. Amanyoko no kyerɛ se wo mu akasa etua ade amasa presidential candidate no ene presidential candidate ne parliamentary candidate no se be ya wo mu nyina da betumi akɔ asomdwe mu na sikasama ma meja dadwen na dwuma so na wo mu ya no akɔso da tena hɔ ade amama Ghana na no anansɛmu yɛte ye no ehu akɔhia sɛ ye board of elections ma MPP amanyoko no eponom Yera Evans ni mako ni ebusa no se eyasa na sam no te ana se obi na hyeda pese chinchim se mani ede Ghana for ye prese gusuada what the last nko bi efre line wanwaso pa what the Yera Evans ni mako nyano a Kofi ne beto so na what the nchimama ye
na osofo be de chehwe local government ministry no eso saso Ekwapem South na shebdwani honorable Osei Bonsu amwa obi amwa eno chese afia beto no omuji twi ni kyerɛ de akoto aba no boom e de mama mpani na nadan kwakufu ado ɔde nsɛm to dwa no ɔde nani akyem wɔ yɛ ɔbodan electoral area akɔ launching campaign tima obetimi agina brand na afei wɔsɛ di nkunim afei abato ɛda yɛ nimu no nsɛm ahodo obi amoa onumnyamfo de to dwa no yɛntie kakra
also the free education also the planting for youth Thank you for jobs, Baba. Also, you, also, when she be able to say Tikasemo, say Kanyasemo, say Jumasemo, say Apumudio, say Piayo, and I can't name you, Yajitu, Yamia Roma. 2016 na enye masutwi bia sembia yewi na eka yura mahama otia egwaso o kan 1.5 billion mo ya hangwana ya jina natu agana yina ajina natu sese amini mukaze kana okwa pro on region to region to region okwa district on district to district ebi obeko obia jina na wa yare na to aso obia jina na to aso for more years obia to for more for na ye hanso saadi eka senana to aso yabi obia ofu di aparo e piano
nipa yatene ni eye osoafo abede kira hwere nkronkurum kumampuntuo so meche deputy local government minister oyemrashebdwani edemade hye wo akuapem south onodwanfo obi amwa wosenya ni nkugu adwani di 2016 no enu na ni so te na so be legalize okada no le so bimbram no pa chese onokra no odwe ho a ohu botokra no de crash him afim omema na ni so brin more enu ahekra se wakwakofa kwa yibokina confirm na dia ba we ayo bra wo launch your campaign team ewo oboda electoral area ewo ne mpeswa so ena onyanfo obi amwa e de sansam tudwa
nokra kasie ni o abusia to nokra na watobi so hunu enti ba bia wo bia no no bomodin da e de otirimpo ena voice note abane agebra ye ho adwuma dia ma Peter Yakrado ene ye phone session na somo ene wo twitwa na kama 0248085485 na dodo na da e de otirimpo so abane na form of text messages si yankenkan ebi ma enti na begebrem na yankenkan na kama ama etiti bi nso etie yen e wo Facebook a wo modi omadwen kiraba se yenje brain enka ho asem Abrampon Radio Eric Difre Abrampon Radio no there was the truth news is live our Abrampon Radio Woodbridge Virginia USA no size Sadasuna Stella Adoba Oman News no size Patience Asari also Oman you are really shaping the nation and bibire so do omodi aba ya Kofi Bekin kan bi dia ka ho na de Peter Atraba no making kanya sa maso be hye na de wokaniem was so ben defritation na obi say MPP eye adwumaden se be yom benya decent job adwuma ho te adwuma ye correct e de amagana for enye about 20 no mbe promise Ghana for say any be legalize okada na de wo say ye nguase kra ya George edification wase NDC amanyuku yo ho kyase wo mu ne de pa bia e de magana for na ohwe se de wo mu yo mu no ma ya mobokrada mobofese na no da wo mu omo charge 300,000 Ghana cedis wo mu kasen as far as no
there be 400,000
for no
4 billion
ayo ene ayo
Johnny Tuai
John so no enti wo mu charge 400,000 Ghana cedis na yisi ko charge 100,000 Ghana cedis aden na mo yesa se NDC de bi omeka hwasem kromu a na so nyina mu no samafo so ye hunsu ye mai se TVS Ghana to be ko nanim na o mai efa no ntoma pafra na yedrubo sha asase so wo se wusu difrikofodia o se no more Charlotte o say ene ECOWAS register jokambia yakwe nim dia mu bi ne da kama brother de frewotu bodwasem was wonim die otu Ghana fofo se brebi atwom dada na me ento aba ema mampani na dan kwakufu ado mampani no obo no homoden sa no free senior high school free food free dia wonka we no wonja de was mampani bon homoden say was ye be free Ghana cars wo de food na aba no apprentice for food and jobs ye ne aye wo hanom ene no ma hodo ye ekoso na free Ghana cars nso eba nti umpa we na de na apɛ yere ho na toma abampapa wo dwene Ghana for ho osofo Gordon ana wo de we yaba achem aduasa na de aba ni was the president ana dan kwakufa de na be de achem Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia wo mu ni mudio wo madwene mu da ho papa na de wo kanyina ne se Ghana ebekọ enu nkunimdie mu na o ma no be fa ntoma pa afra biem ko fianto so
na YouTube na make a cry Joyce Jumo say wow Omanfm go higher ono ne de ode aba eno no see you guys are too much Samuel Champon or say why na or seven years and Bama NDC for Shiakai on order to us was a credible TV and credible radio station. God bless you guys. We are Tony Abua and also the Diabaka home, whatever place on the day. Albert Afrifa or say Oman, you are the best always. After free London or Himakrum and our day Abba Benjamin Okai or say Omanfm, you are best. Mujam Naso Pampe or say your friend of the account. So also no them live. Just to the day Williams if you dance so my or say Mampeni and Adam for the best man will be Ghana anymore. Frank we are the Kolebu and yet I sabi ho name Kolebu fee or say easy filing fee 100,000 or say a too cheap crown no bit metria or Pamuntimia or Munsi from or Robert for Equitria. Now for Regiment 7 or say Dr. Baumia Papai we too much. Eh Baumia. O kasaba kupena ndisi jet dem na se dum ketia batagere no hwekro hu be defa was Evans and from gumo boase was victory demu edema honorable na ayi ne mampeni nado kandi mahama oboy desperate okada ye twi odopa akrafa che ye betwitwa de gu chance so akọ na yakọ akoto egu nsamampom ye pe okada bia Johnny for okada o mano do makotan Dubai no omutwe okada obusawo oso omutwe okada odi dia ono so ede aba eno no
Kofi Facebook messages no ase ebi progu pa yenyi kakra friko na yentimi enko yenim kakra se be ya woni ade aba no wakoma tom yem wokan Florence o say hello Omanfm okay o say o contact TDC o modan hosom is nya dan hosom de ka
yenka dan hosom
nya dan hosom every say we so share live our London well done guys, God bless you also o say the battle said the laws erodi nyankopon wodi anim akosa bi na nim o say twedian nyankopon enhyira mampeni na Kwakufodo se wodwene nchirima ho aba obon ho modern do wose Asen North MP abna drowa mensa ono so rade yakopon hwa no pa ajeyi man no so Omanfm o hear live e wo Italy Palermo o se Ghana me enye mistake enkoto amama nyuhani na dwo no wono no wote so wonim se wobesa gina biem kura no wode ekodum so de ekwa IMF na kire wo ma biem no obetumi abobu wani so kura abontin a wo nim dwon papa nti sadefo tamba ana ode oyaba so good evening na one day okay wodi nchia ma JDM na wakati nse wawu omo na nkram na baby ane ho baby ko no go position baby ane ho gobi baby ade me yo gobi yanya ho nkra
ya ho mesumra
station no sada so ana nyansapo 89.9 to be peton Shama Junction and FM e wachema fosu ewiase FM e wonche enti your voice note line is 0248 0854885 yana wode o voice note afaso aba
ya omamutie o Kumase
good enti wotia wose wode ba wose mitie Kumase mitie wo atoyamantemu mitie wo ha so no
na ya bon nema o voice note ya number no is 0248 085 485 Montronto obetima text craft faso aba ebe kenkama
0248 085 485 na what about na Peter Fama ame sunte yedo se okay ho na yefa se da ma aboafo bi o madawroma o ne paso asene mu me ka se koko nti fertilizer bow ama koko su doso me pacho asopancha asem tinti ya na o ma saka bi wate na bo mo agina na asom number no 0244 417767 and number betimi afra ma Osaka Goku nti fertilizer ne bie na poawo the time center daroma na so asema de voice note bre wo se watch heart rate monitor sunglasses e papaya design ne kama na chakwa makola shopping office too one Methodist book depot ne bon hwene mu fra 0205 355-884 0205-355-884 the Merco Company Limited was safe out down home some inada kodano NSA opesa obodano so na meno kase roma mo e diama roofing sheet ntumi to eno ane se obe frempini foi e beju awa watu abodano so kama diama dan de eno ane ne moso oboso yi a woni help ya ye won aluzen calumino ne governance impatcho 0549 894-777 0549-894-777 Atom Nataman capsules and I'm a my natural benya stamina vigor na premature ejaculation so adu ho afiri mu me patwa dumpia we capsules no boa ma owedie mu na eya wo ya no nyina tumi firi mu na wadu ho bia na osisi wo chebrebo tena se wontumi ne nyina na bebo atu ase ma me patwa 0242 223 555 Highly Virgin Herbal Intimate Wash, a woman companion in Madi Jade, candidates is a 2 year unpleasant odor, vagina itching, vagina discharging in 2 year. If it was a mobile to home, me patrol for 0248 707270. Okashi drag no benya be Kingswalk Herbal Repair by Blizzard Kensu Kumase, Sadasuna, Little Georgia or Tama 25, a whole and what organic product and natural. Patrol Jibi, Nemwa, now so Yadi and 2 year, Nadu Humphrey, Yarwaho Dwansam, from Post Venture, just a Yafuman Park as on the Bojmo, when you be a building who are dancing, when you know Biono, just a correct pa. Omadaroma and Edino Crackasi, a dawa, your voice no to Naka Cramon, said the Asho Hobono.
Hello, menu krakasi ebonio, no krakasi ebo. Michiachi amunyina mpanyimfo. Ameni mikasa free UK. Na ojuno obia ho adwene lawyer fo ne judges ne court ne magistrate. Ni baby a umbetna. Na. Aye bia fo nana, ye nya so de o. Ghana fo wada uma, muntu abapo. I feel we want to have a
Omanfm, Joseph London and make a thing. Someone who only pa, you did see Musa or Caninia, or what's the Pampa. Obituary or say on the Okada no see any Ghana, you could talk free baby at Diba. No was warning. So I say, and that's about Yasamok or say, or was it ever in Nipa? Ombina assume Viadachi. Our deca, example. Say a very full. I'm obi anya ka ni biatem emwatra wa open bia
Oman FM me no kure kasi ni o ye frɛ me Thomas me ka safri Belgium Oman FM me pamocho Ghana fo ye sremu nyina obi a obeto aba bia ento aba ma yewura nana adodankwa akufo ado edi Ghana ni bia ento aba ntia John Dramani mama mo ne mapa wada owie na dwuma
Oman FM Elmajo akwa David ni UK. In fact, I'm papa, and then she papa near Jumpa. A many baby hope. Can you to Damino? Usum Fidia, near Pessia safe dinner, I say, I'll force you to talk nonsense. And now the Mambo Pentino, I mean, the baby cares and more umitiminye, and Mamudanum, Sansa more bear Messica. Oh, Ghana for a few women.
Man FM, Ajia India, it's Yamomi free Saudi Arabia, El Jubel. I don't go far. And my sister idea catch no loan now because you cotton crama now and crama business I work and corner coach ya. I don't go, what's your problem? Nana do not do kunya enama who problem ne. If you have a problem with it, you can take Nanadu to court. So what? Go and pay your dog debt.
Oman News, Midi Eddie Ibrahim or Kanko North. Oman News, Ghana for Mahu Aban Papa. Aban Papa would be Niman for also on it on legalize Okada. Nasu Obema, Yaya made in Ghana cash. Nasa Okada for no, almost Oman Yabi, I can pay. Drama need Joshua, be Munkofa Manombra, no Mumbai Okada, our Ghana.
Hello, Oman FM, friend Moses, because every 37. Say Ghana for Mapa, Nase. Ya pese free SHS no eda so tra ho dia yesremo tom sem PNDC for beka no enye no kure efa free SHS no ho omubu a umetwem.
Hello man FM chiamo o nyame nhiramo no ma mo kwatenten na do danko akufu ado da ye so ne ma pa pese me o man no emnemu for more for nana for more to do more for more for nana for more to do more.
Hello wo ahene kata me chiamo he me din the lender John Mama ya na ne hoye mesre keke me say ono se den obema maternity leave 4 months baby ana me ye adwuma private firm omo pe omo ho asem assign 4 months my me say kata ye be omo be fi ema no be fi 4 months na aba no asa agi ni leave 1 month aka ho no obeba na osa anyem
ya do se wote one aka no kre kase ho se tokwa no do be na efono wa na wode wo sia fam not nyina
yebo HFM for baso that hene shaibu konton Judicial ne apamfo mo nyina yebo mabaso nwrei kasere dem live e wa santimantem de otebra wi ne krawe maso krobia sante kotokwa utumfo se to abebi otoso mienu ya chacha santima nyina wura ya chia santima nyina anwumre hode fam no opon Peter Kwansa ena mo text messages ne voice note no ye ho aduma ena the award winning journalist Kwaku Steven ena ukwa HFM friend SK
yeah eti omudi nim no but I had there
oh yeah Kwaku Steven ana yesem for Dr. Moses Okan
Ejamuze
ono so ne sem for sakase no ede ema ya kenka for no kwafo a yɛngye bribe yɛngye ademudeɛ yɛka no korɛ sɛ ne nsɛm no teɛ ɛwɔ no korɛ kaseɛ so ɔwo ɔhene ɛntwi buisi akɔmene me bra
katachie mensa yawo moniti a adehye source sports ɛtoa so.
The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has reaffirmed its position that a civilian leadership should be in charge of the transition in Mali. This was contained in a communique released after a meeting of heads of state and government and the National Committee for the Salvation of the People of Mali, CNSP, the current ruling junta at Pediase in the eastern region. The meeting was to allow the leadership of the CNSP to brief and present to the heads of state the architecture and roadmap for the political transition arrangement in conformity to a recent decision taken by ECOWAS on August 28th and September 7th this year. These decisions call for a 12-month-led civilian government to be put in place by 15th September 2020. The communique stated that after thorough deliberations, it was decided that both the President and the Prime Minister for the transition government should be civilian and appointed immediately with an 18-month mandate effective 15th September 2020. The civilian-led transition government, according to the communique, will restore Mali to constitutional order in line with relevant ECOWAS protocols.